What's going on, guys? Jim here from Clockwork Industries. Welcome back to another Clockwork gaming video for Diablo Immortal. So today is the big content patch day. Diablo Immortal 2.0 update series begins, because we're going to have another update series next month for the Blood Knight new class. We have this giant event going on. I'm sorry, that's not this one. It's the Dread Pilgrimage. This kind of takes us through the journey of the different things unlocking, and eventually we'll stop here at the Blood Knight, which I'm assuming will be 2 weeks from today, or 4 weeks from today, a month from now, for the next major content patch. Lots of things have changed. One thing I want to focus on with this video specifically is the Battlegrounds, because some interesting things have happened in the Battlegrounds, and I think resonance is still a gigantic factor. I'm not saying that, but secondary stats have just really gone up in importance. It's a big factor now. So what I noticed, I got a couple screen grabs. Let me grab this. Okay, this for you. All right. The image on the left is my current stats, or what I went into the Battlegrounds with. Image on the right is my stats inside the Battleground. So we're looking at about a 30% nerf in damage and life, roughly. Now, I don't know exactly what they are using here to calibrate this or how they come up with these numbers, but it looks similar to what my stats looked like going into tower battle mode, which they had taken away a little bit of resonance buff. Now, resonance really only it affects your main stats. So resonance buffs your base attributes. Now, resonance will buff your secondaries because 10% of your base attributes is towards your secondary stats. So I have 3600 fortitude. That means I have 360 armor and life. And this works the same with willpower. 3200 willpower is 320 potency and resistance. So resonance does buff your secondary stats, but only by a smaller factor. The main buff you get from resonance is damage and life. And a lot of the battleground matchmaking is based off of your life amount, your resonance, and your PvP CR. PvP CR is harder to calibrate because once you hit the max level of PvP CR, it's no longer displayed in your codex, which I hope they bring that back. Just because you hit the max level doesn't mean it should just eliminate the stat and you can't see it. The only time you can see it is in a Shadow War, so pay attention to your PvP CR in your Shadow War if you want to get that number. And it helps get more data for us to try to figure out what's actually going on in the matchmaking and how things are working. But in the Battleground today, I felt significantly stronger because what I did, and obviously I'm not a free-to-play character, this is a pay-for-power character, I got to 3240 resonance, and once I hit 3240, I ended up switching out my hollers for a Gloomcast. This is going to be another factor that's come into play here. I never had to burn the hollers because I had a bunch of fodder saved up, and I was able to get the Gloomcast to rank 5, 3 out of 5. Eventually, I will get this to either 4 or 5 rank 6. Actually, my goal was to save platinum to get a 5 of 5 when I could finally get one and make it my first 5-star gem. I do not have any 5 of 5s. But in the process of doing all this, I got the 3240 res. There's a big wall there. The next wall is rank 7. It's a lot of duplicates, and it's a big leap to start taking your gems to rank 7. So this was going to be my wall. This is where I was going to chill at for quite a while. I'm pretty content there. I can do some things in Battlegrounds, and yeah, obviously I'm not going to be the top kills and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes it depends where they match make me, but the matches that I tend to get into are all the gigantic whale matches. You know, you're going to perform however you perform in there. Sometimes it's like going into a challenge rift at 90% difficulty. It is what it is. But when I hit that benchmark, the next goal that I set was getting all my secondary gems to rank 7. Instead of pushing to rank 7 legendary gems, I decided to get my secondaries all up to rank 7. So I'm still missing a few. This topaz is about to hit rank 7 when I get like 10 more. So that's probably going to happen today or tomorrow. I recently got a new blue socket, so this one's still at a rank 6. I think I have another one there too, so I'm working on getting another rank 6, and I'll have another rank 7. I'm sorry, I think I need 2 more rank 6s, or 1.5 to get this up to rank 7. And this topaz slot was extra too. I've been juggling around these gem slots here, but everything in my belt is rank 7. My gloves are rank 7, everything in my belt, and everything in my boot are all rank 7. This significantly buffed my secondary stats. Also, if you go to my Legacy of the Haradrim, I'm working on getting my important ones up to level 35. So my armor pen is going to be next. This is going to hit level 35 soon. Then I'm going to do my armor and armor pen to level 35. Then my armor to level 35. And then my resistance, and then my potency. So I focused on secondary stats heavily once I hit 3240 res, just because I knew the cost wall to go up to start pushing to 4K or 5K. I just was like, we'll just get this rank 7 on the secondaries. Now this is probably one of the smartest moves I made in my progression of getting power in this game, because now that they've changed the battlegrounds where there's less damage, less life, your secondary stats are not, I don't think they're the primary factor here now, but they are much more significant of a factor in the battlegrounds. They always were. They were kind of like the sleeper. Everybody always focused on your res and your damage and your life, but there's a lot of 5K players who have half the secondary stats that I have, and now that their health and damage has been brought down a little bit, that brought us really close in power. Now it's not cheap to get rank 7 secondaries. I think I did the math. I think a rank 8 is equivalent of a 5 of 5. So for every 3 rank 7s that I have, it's a 5 out of 5 gem on the market, roughly, and if you are paying for gems at full price. I did that for a while. I've stopped over the last little bit, and I've been focusing on, once I got these gems to where I only need a few more to rank 7, I'm getting the overwhelming majority of these now from just doing my hidden layer grind. The other good thing about that with this content update, hidden layer grind can now be done once a week. Go in, max all your gems for the week, and then you don't have to worry about it. They really made it nice where you don't have to feel like you need to log in every day. You can log in like every 3 days, get all your dailies done. Once a week, you get your grind in for your hidden layers and all that. So you could focus a lot of your gameplay into just a few days a week on a more casual basis. Especially, I've been playing a lot of Diablo 4 lately. This is working out really well with how my schedule is working. I log in every week for Shadow Wars. We do our tower fights and all that stuff, but then it was getting difficult to keep up with my gems and my daily grind. Now I can, every 3 days or so, jump on, get all my dungeon dailies done, get my hidden layer grind done, and do all that kind of stuff, and still maintain right up with Server Paragon. Actually, if I continue to do it like that, I was staying within Server Paragon just doing my shadow dailies every day. If I was doing that twice a week, 2 grind days where I put in the work to do that stuff, I would stay probably well above Server Paragon all the time. So I like these new mechanics that they put into the game for that kind of stuff. But getting back to the battleground thing, for me, where I am at personally, I think it helped me jump up because I focus so heavy on secondary. So I think that would be my advice right now, is to focus on your secondary stats. If you've been sleeping on those, start getting your secondary gems ranked up, because they're having a much greater impact in the battlegrounds than they did before. And if you do have solid secondaries, I noticed in a couple of these matches, I was able to get in there and tank right in the middle of stuff. I know I'm a Crusader right now and I have a bubble, but there was a couple matches where I had some really solid stats. Like there was one I just had too, and I'm also playing now. I play more of an offensive Satyr. I'm not here to hold somebody's pocket and walk around the battlegrounds giving them bubbles. Like if that's all I can do, I will do it. If there's an opportunity to buff a stronger player, I will do that. But I'm going in there to just, put in work and do what makes the most sense at that point in time. And I still put out a ton of damage because I focused on my armor pen, and I'm still a little tankier because I focused on my armor, and because I'm primarily focused on being a DPS class as a monk for 8 months or whatever. So when I came over to Satyr, I had kind of geared out towards monk in terms of secondary stats, but I'm now playing as a Satyr, so I can still put out damage, but I can still also be defensive and do some support. But yeah, so I have noticed with my secondaries being a lot tankier in the battlegrounds. But I don't know. I don't know what people are going to think that spent $40,000 on 7,000 res and doing this squish inside the battlegrounds, because technically in this game, other than taking leaderboard positions that really don't reward you a whole lot, the battlegrounds are where you went when you had your res. Now, I personally, for somebody who spent less, yes, it feels good to be able to be in there and actually feel like I'm contributing to the match. These matches where there's 30 kills from one person on this side, 35 kills from one person on this side, everybody else has 4 kills. It's not fun. I don't even know who that could be fun. I mean, I don't know. I don't have the $40,000 account to say, so I can't really have an opinion there, but maybe it is fun. But I think having a matchmaking system built on skill points is going to be the only way that these matches are going to be fun for everybody playing the game. Now, I don't think the game was designed so the only way you can have fun is pay money, because there's plenty of things you could do in this game for fun that don't involve spending. So, I don't know. That's a touchy topic. There's a lot of people that think that's the only thing this game is about, and there's plenty of things you could do in this game without spending any money. So I think we've needed this from the beginning, some work in the Battlegrounds. Now, basically where I'm at is they're finally doing something about the Battlegrounds. This was left alone for like the first 10 months of the game. We didn't see our first tweak to the Battlegrounds since like 2 months ago. That was like the first tweak, other than when they underestimated how crazy some of the resonance was early on, and the Battleground matchmaking was broken by some of the early whales in the game. And now we're finally starting to see big changes to it, and we do have an entirely free-to-play Battleground PVP event coming to the game. I do not know the actual date for that. I'm guessing that'll either be in the 2-week update. Did they even put it in here yet? It's not the Echo of Immortal. It's going to be a new one. So this will be coming to the game soon. All your gems will be at as if they were a rank 10 for their effects, but you get no CR and no resonance from them, and everybody goes in and battles it out. So finally it's a full-on free-to-play PvP mode. So I'm really interested to see that one, and hopefully a lot of people go and play that mode so they can show that there's a lot of interest in this kind of thing and they need to bring it back more often or keep it as a permanent feature of the game. They've been doing a lot of that stuff with Fractured Plane and doing testing to see and test what the audience likes and what the players like, how often they do it, and they have all this data so they know. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that event. Now, with these current BGs, I think they just need to start matchmaking by points. You have an excellent foundation for a point system. You can take my performance against this team, win or loss, and that's how I gain points or win points, or gain points or lose points, and then you matchmake me to other players in the season based on our points. So then the point system is your matchmaking system. If you're within a band of like 500 points, then that's who you get match made against. And then your performance against those players is how you're relegated points. If you did really good against a strong team, you get more points. And if you won, if you did really well against a team but you lost, you lose very little points. If you did terrible against a team and you lost, you lose a lot of points. But eventually you're going to end up getting matches where, because you lost so many, you're actually going to feel stronger again, because you actually got into a position where you're fighting people that you're on the same skill level with, and you actually can have a good match. You get the most satisfaction out of pushing like 10% above your ability and getting the win. That is how you do it, and that's where you get the most that's where you feel the most rewarded for the effort you put in. If you just go in at a 90% challenge rift and get your face smashed in, you're never going to have fun. You're never going to enjoy that challenge, because there is no challenge. It's non-existent. It's just getting your head busted in until you finally get a fluke win. You need to be at that like 10 to 15% difficulty, and then you get the W from that, and that's the most rewarding payoff. So hopefully if you use a skill point calibration system, you could get to that point, and hopefully we see them starting to go to that direction, because the disparity of people now getting 10,000 resonance and someone in the same matches with 2,000 resonance, it's just starting to not make any sense. You know what I mean? There's enough players with a lot of high res that I think we can start getting better matchmaking by now. And if you go off the point system, you'll never have to worry about it, because everybody will have their points and they'll be put into their brackets and they'll be in their matchmaking bands. And if you do start doing really good, or you get more power and you are really good, you'll start shooting up faster and you'll get bracketed in where you're supposed to be bracketed in. If you have a lot of power and a lot of resonance but you're really bad, you're going to get put in where you need to get put in, and everybody will be where they need to be at. So at least that's my 2 cents on it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm going to keep posting DI videos. I think I'm going to be streaming DI maybe like 3 days a week, D4 4 days a week, something like that. Starting next week, I'm going to be switching back and forth between the 2 games more. I've been playing a lot of Diablo 4 lately, blasting on the Rogue. I really enjoy that. I have another channel for that. I'll put it down in the description. So that's kind of for more PC-related gaming content. This channel is going to be for more Diablo Immortal mobile gaming content. And yeah, that's the direction that I've decided to go for now. Twitch link will be down in the description. Stop by, let me know what you guys think. I'll probably be streaming some more DI over the weekend, because I do want to get caught up to level 800. I might do D4 tomorrow on Friday, and then DI on Saturday over the weekend. Get some more blasting in, because at 800 I'm going to get 2 more pieces of gear to put in here. My resonance is going to go up almost 1,000 once I put this hollers in, and my rank 10 Cure Sling, well, it's rank 9 right now, but it's about to be rank 10. I'll be at 3950 res, so that'll be a nice jump. I'm glad I didn't bust this hollers out, as that kind of saved me there. I'm lucky I used up all my scrap and used all my ast runes or whatever they were. But that's going to be it for this one. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think about the BGs, what's your experience in there now with the new changes, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.